Have you been feeling like it is time to regain your power, to live more in your truth, to become more authentic, but you just can't quite figure out how to do it? Well, this Summer Sovereignty series is just for you. It's not just another podcast series. This is a massive wake-up call because while the world is busy selling fear, distraction, and conformity, you're here to remember, you're here to reclaim, and you are here to rise. We've been conditioned to outsource our power to experts, to partners, to parents, to systems, to screens, to stories that were never ours to begin with. But the truth is, sovereignty, it isn't a luxury. It's your birthright. It's your responsibility. And right now, this is your activation, your opportunity to accelerate. This series is all about full spectrum reclamation of your thoughts, your body, your voice, your energy, your story, your love, your food, your money, and your absolute truth. So if you've been feeling the pull, if something in you has been whispering, there's more for me than this. This is it. This is your invitation to stop playing small, stop people pleasing, stop performing, forget about approval seeking, and finally take that damn crown off the shelf and wear it like you were born to. If this is you and you're ready to claim your sovereignty, then go ahead and grab your cuppa. Let's sit down, have a chat, and figure it all out together. Time to spill the tea.
Welcome to Sip Tea with me. I'm your host, Lisa Schoenthal. Think of me as that fun and inspirational auntie or sister you always wish you'd had. This is a space where we hang out, brew up meaningful conversations about health, wealth, relationships, and travel because life is too short not to live with purpose, passion, and abundance. If you're ready to chase your dreams, find your balance, and make a massive impact, you're at the right table. I'll be sharing real stories, life hacks, and epic wisdom to keep you mindful, energized, and connected. It's all about inspiring and empowering you. So grab your favorite cuppa as we spill the tea on how to create a life that's transformational, empowering, and authentically you, 100%. Let's drink to that and get started.
Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Sip Tea with me. I am Lisa, your host, your informational guide, and authenticity advocate. And today, we're not just talking, we're activating and accelerating. This episode 22 is right on time for Summer Solstice, the longest day of light and the perfect moment to reclaim your own. I just want to say Summer Solstice is one of my very favorite days of the year. I am a total summer girl. I am a sun worshiper. I am a lover of the beach and the ocean, and everything about summer makes me super happy. You know, there were even times in my life where I got to chase the summer for several years, which means here in California, I enjoyed summer. And then as it started to cool off here, I just popped down to Australia and spent the summer there. It's really fun to skip winter. So today we're kicking off a powerful new series on sovereignty. Not sovereignty as a trend or a talking point, but sovereignty as a way of being. This is something that's super important to me and really near and dear to my heart. And I feel it's very important for all of us individually to step into our own truths. This is your invitation to return to your truth. Now, before we drop into today's activation, I want to take a moment to just honor how powerful this exact moment is. We're standing at the edge of Summer Solstice 2025, the longest day of the year. Yes, but there is something more. There's something sacred happening. This solstice isn't just a seasonal shift. It's a cosmic checkpoint, a portal, a mirror, a megaphone. It's asking you to pause, to reflect. It's time to get brutally honest about where you've been living in lack, in default, and where you're ready to live in divine design. I was just having a conversation with my mom the other day, and she said again how she had always thought one of her children, and there's four of us, would have been an architect. And my response was that all of us are architects. We all design our own lives. We all remodel. We all redecorate. And that's where this idea of asking you, are you ready to live in a divine designed life? Because this year, the energy is louder The truths, they're clearer. The consequences of not living aligned are much heavier. You're being asked to embody what you say you believe. Here's what's really wild. We're sandwiched in between Jupiter moving into Gemini. I don't know if you follow astrology, but some of these things are really, really on point. We're sandwiched between Jupiter moving into Gemini, and that's activating truth-telling, clarity, voice, and expansion. And Neptune, it's heading into retrograde, which means the fog is lifting and illusions are being shattered. The systems that told you who you were supposed to be, guess what? They are crumbling. The masks we used to wear to feel safe, not only the real mask during COVID, but just the masks that we put on in our daily lives as we act through life, they're getting way too heavy. And the power you've given away piece by piece over the years, it's ready to come home. This solstice is a sacred reminder. You are the light. You're not just reflecting it, you are embodying it. And when the light is this strong, nothing can stay hidden. Not your truth, not your resistance, and not your power. So if you've been questioning things, if you've been feeling this huge urge to start over, to speak up, to let go, or to fully step in, this solstice is your soul's green light. And what a true gift that we get to begin this sovereignty series right here on Summer Solstice in this precise energetic window. It's not an accident, it's an alignment. So take a breath, feel that truth land in your bones, and let's go ahead and drop in. So a lot of you may be asking, what the heck is sovereignty? What does that really mean? And I mean, it's different to each of us, but there are some truths and some threads that resonate with all of us. Sovereignty is remembering that you get to choose what you think, believe, eat, say, feel. Your truth is not a debate. It's not for others to fight you about. It's not for others to question you about. It's not for others to judge you about. Your truth is your own, and it's not up for criticism. Alignment is greater than approval. We all have lived our lives looking for approval. We live in family units, we have careers, and we go to school, we play sports. All of the things that are the lessons that we're here to learn in life kind of revolve around approval. So just remember that when you're seeking approval, you're generally out of alignment. And all we have to do is just really feel into what feels good and bring ourselves back to our center, back to our own truth, back to our own authenticity. And then we can see where that approval doesn't really have a place in our life. You don't have to abandon yourself to belong. You don't have to let go of what is really true to you, what is really feel good to you. We just have to realign, again, back to alignment. We have to realign ourselves with the people, the places, the jobs, the activities that feel right in our hearts. Sovereignty isn't about having it all figured out. It's about living in a way that honors your truth, even if your voice shakes a little while doing it. It's not about control. It's about clarity. It's not about being hard or rough around the edges. It's about being holy. It's about being wise. It's about knowing yourself. So you might ask, why is this so important right now? This solstice isn't just an astrological event. It's an energetic turning point. The world is loud. It's divided. It's distracting. When everything outside is chaotic, your sovereignty becomes your sanctuary. It's sacred. We're not here to blend in. We are here to rise, to listen inward, to lean in from within. Over the next few weeks, I felt like this needed to be like a whole entire series because there's so much to it. So over the next few weeks, we're going to dive into thought sovereignty. So all the things you think, like how you get your mind in a really good, strong mental place around your own sovereignty. We're going to talk about digital sovereignty, how the internet and all of our technology is actually taking away some of our sovereignty because they're playing mind games with us. They're actually telling us what to think through their algorithms. We're also going to talk about body sovereignty, about bodily autonomy, about really trusting yourself when it comes to your own health issues, your own fitness, maybe medical issues, what our big farm is telling you to do. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about love and story around relationships and rewriting the narrative about what relationships are all about. In our world, I've often said, when I got married at 22, I married a great guy, but there was a part of me that thought that's what you do. You grow up, you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, you die. There's a pattern to that, right? But that doesn't have to be our pattern. We can rewrite this in all different ways. I was just at an eWomen Network event, and this amazing woman, Jill Lublin, was our speaker, and she was telling us how she had just got married and that she's in her 60s, and she had just got married a couple of years ago, but she had been with the same person for 27 years and that they had never gotten married. And it was such a super cool story because she was just like, we loved each other. We're together. And then one day we just decided we would get married, and they just didn't take in what society was telling them to do. All right. We're also going to talk about food and frequency, sovereignty around our food choices, right? We have Monsanto, which is a big toxic company that is poisoning some of our foods. We don't all the way have all the information. When we buy an organic, we think it's organic and we're not sure what's going on. We've been pretty much gaslighted by the FDA about what's healthy. We have a lot of things in our food products that other countries would never allow. So we're going to talk about what that means, how we can make choices for ourselves, and how we can get informed. We will also talk about financial sovereignty, because money is a level of power, but it's not everything. So we want to talk about what is really an abundance of power and how financial freedom can allow you to have more sovereignty, and how you can grow that wealth by sort of getting around some of the things, some of the conditionings we have in life. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll be a little more clear when we talk about it. And of course, the most important, our spiritual sovereignty, how we can really gain our own spirit and our own belief system and really step into that and sort of step away from some things like organized religion, which that's okay if that's for you. But it's really like figuring out what is taught to us and what is programmed and what is ingrained, and then giving us the opportunity to sort of step away and say, how do I piece all these things that I've learned about together? Like, I've studied so many different religions. Theology is super interesting to me, and the way that they're all sort of woven together, and yet some cultures are told to hate others because of their beliefs, right? So how do we find our spiritual sovereignty? Every single episode will be a personal invitation to you to just unplug from what's not yours and reclaim what is. So before we drop into today's meditation acceleration, I want to speak to your heart. This series has been calling to me to create it for a really long time. And I know it's calling to you too. For me, this started during the COVID era. I don't know. I call it the end of the world because I don't subscribe to a lot of things that went on during that time. But that was a time that was a really huge, even though it was super weird, it was a really huge opportunity for us to step into our sovereignty, to really question our beliefs, to question politics and leadership, to question our medical systems, to question even how our children were going to school. Did they need to be Zooming, or did they need to be in person, or is homeschooling a better opportunity? What are we teaching them in schools? There were so many things that came to light, and I really truly believe spiritually deep in my heart that there's opportunities within our societal breakdowns in the COVID situation, in our politics right now. I don't care what side you're on, but in all of these things that seem so off, even in the way we're having these natural disasters and some of our, like the earthquakes and the volcanoes erupting, like I understand it from a energetic background, but some of those things, the way that it's hitting society, the fires in Los Angeles, it's really causing people to come together, to question authority, to question what's right for me. Who am I? What do I believe? Where are my people? I'm not aligning with some of the people that I thought would be my people for my entire life. So where do I go from there? So this series, like I said, has been calling to me. It's because sovereignty isn't about rebellion. It is 110,000% about remembrance, about remembering who we are, not performing, not pretending, not seeking approval, but returning to who we've always been. You were never meant to shrink, to self-abandon, to apologize for your absolute vibrant brilliance. And if you've been cracked open lately, if things have been rough, if things don't seem right, well, like I said, good. That's your opportunity. That's what becoming looks like. So take a breath, feel your body, and let's go ahead and begin. We're going to just take a few more moments to find our stillness. I might have stirred up a lot of things to think about, right? About how powerful sovereignty is. But right now, we're going to take a moment to find our stillness. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath deepen. This moment is just for you. Close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Breathe in and exhale slowly. Let each breath clear the static. Let each breath anchor you back into your body and your soul. Feel your feet on the ground or your spine against the earth. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your truth rising. You are not your doubt, your shame, your wounds, or their labels. You are the voice beneath the noise. You are the wisdom they told you to ignore. You are the soul that came to rise. Now repeat silently or aloud, and we're going to go over this a few times. I reclaim my power. I remember who I am. I release what no longer serves. I trust myself. I align with what aligns with my truth. I am sovereign. I reclaim my power. I remember who I am. I release what no longer serves me. I trust myself. I am sovereign. I reclaim my power. I remember who I am. I release what no longer serves. I trust myself. I align with what helps me reach my greatest potential. I am sovereign. Let the light of this solstice charge your cells. Let your body remember. Let your soul return. Breathe that in. Breathe it in deeply. Widen those ribs. Open that heart and breathe it in. And when you're ready, come on back. But don't come back the same. Come back sovereign. Woo. That was sacred. That was solid. That was fire. That was sovereignty. I just want to say that it is really special to me that you show up, that you listen, that you're part of my soul tribe, that you show up just how you are in all of your perfection, in all of your messiness, in all of your curiosity and desire to really know yourself and to align with me and with other people that resonate. I just want to say thank you again. I am so grateful to walk this path with you. And this is just the beginning. I would love it if you would subscribe and follow this podcast if you haven't already done so. I want to keep being able to fill up your heart and soul and that pot of tea. Please leave a 5-star review so that others will feel inspired to join us. I would also love it if you want to go over and grab my free journal for transformation and self-discovery. And while you're over there, just join my mailing list. You're going to have to join my mailing list to get that free journal anyway. You know how those freebies are. So, and most of all, check out our upcoming retreat that I'm doing with the beautiful Leah Barthel. She joined me on last week's episode 21, where we had a wonderful conversation about our friendship, about how important travel is to finding your soul tribe. And we invited you to join us, just as I am doing again right now, on our retreat. It's called La Vida Sagrada. It's October 31st through November 6th. It is in Mexico. This retreat is over Dia de los Muertos, and that is the Day of the Dead. And it is what the culture believes is a time when their ancestors or their loved ones or whoever has passed over onto the next life or the heavens, that they come back and their spirit is actually present and on the earth. And so there's a lot of celebration. They actually go to the cemeteries to be with their loved ones, and it is not a sad occasion. There is no mourning there. There is all kinds of music and colors, and they repaint their tombstones, and they have parties, and they laugh, and they tell stories, and it's a beautiful, beautiful way to feel connected to those that we've loved and lost. It's also a huge celebration in Puerto Vallarta. It is a parade, it's food, it's artwork, it's absolutely stunning. And if you haven't been to Puerto Vallarta, their Malecon, which is their boardwalk, is all sculptures. It's one of the most beautiful cities that I've traveled to, and I have traveled here many, many times. It's super safe, it's super fun. It's very, like I said, there's families, everything from the eldest to the newborn baby. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And not only are we going to be participating in all of that, we'll also be building an altar and talking about our own loved ones. We will be swimming with dolphins in a playful way as we explore rebirth. So our ancestors are the remembrance part of it. The playfulness is the rebirth. And there's going to be a whole bunch of radiance as we gather together. We're going to take a sunset sail. We're going to have a lot of downtime to just be together, to get to know each other, to build our tribe, to find new friends, to really explore what it's like to choose our tribe, to choose the people we want around us in our own sovereign way. Once again, I just want to say I'm absolutely grateful to be on this journey with you. Each and every one of you lights up my life. And if we haven't met yet, I can't wait to see you somewhere in person. I would love it if you send me a note, DM me. Like I said before, just let me know. All the things we talked about can be found on my website at lisashowenthal.com. That'll be in the show notes. It's also in all of my link trees, so you can get there that way. If you don't follow me on socials, that would be cool. Go ahead and follow me there. And just until then, just keep your cuppa close. Remind yourself of what it feels like to truly be sovereign. I'll see you in episode 23 as we reclaim the most powerful real estate of all, your mind, because sovereign thoughts build sovereign lives. Much love from me.